afternoon, and welcome to Joycast. I am your host, Joy in the Morning. You have to excuse me. I'm super excited today. I'm a little bit, and I'm not high. I'm not drunk or anything, but I'm on top of the world today. And I've had this message that I want to share with you guys today, so you have to pardon my excitement. Anyway, wanted to just say welcome and happy Thursday. And if you're tuning in today, let me know in the comments what you think, if this relates to you in any way or not. And we're going to make it really simple for you guys. I've had a lot of people say, we can't find you on YouTube. So we're going to make it so simple for you on Facebook. When I post the message, all you literally have to do is touch it and you're on. You don't have to go looking on YouTube. Just tap and you're on. You get to listen to the message. Then you can subscribe and share with your friends if you can. I'd appreciate the support. Anyway, hello, and it's almost Christmas. And I'm wearing my green Christmas sweater. If you didn't recognize it, it's pretty loud and bold. Anyway, I am going to start calming down right now because this message is really good. It's powerful, and I tend to get really passionate, and I'll start speaking really fast and sometimes jumble my words when I'm trying to get things out too fast. So I'm going to take a deep breath, and then I am going to get serious and start. Anyway, I have to go back a little bit to catch you up for where I am today and where I'm going with this message. So in March of 2023, I was just coming out of a divorce. I was going through this whole healing process, and the winter time that year was really tough for me. Trying to transition into a new life from a married life. And so it had taken a real toll on me. And one day I was talking to the Lord, and I said, Lord, maybe it's time for me to just leave. Maybe it's time for me to go to a whole new state, whole new city, find a new community, find a new church, and just start over, because I've been in California for 42 years now. And I got this idea. I can't say that was from the Lord. It was just me. I think more than anything, I wanted to get away. I didn't want to run into certain people, and I just wanted to run. That's kind of been my MO throughout the years. If something got tough, I wanted to leave. And so here we were doing the same thing. So much so that I had called a realtor in Arizona, and I thought about going there and purchasing some property so that I could just go, get away from Vallejo, get away from California, and start all over. And purchase my plane tickets, and I was ready to go, and nobody knew the moves that I was making. I wasn't going to share with anybody until I had something solid. And so I was around my grandkids that week, and one of them happened to be sick, and I caught his cold, his flu actually. And it turned out to be a 3-week cold. It was the time that I was supposed to be flying to Arizona. So I had to cancel my tickets. I had to put them on reserve, cancel my trip, and I was just going to do it the following month when I started feeling better. And so it lasted about 3 weeks, turned into pneumonia, and I mean, it was tough. And so I hadn't been to church, and the first Sunday that I went back to church, the Revival Center, I was pretty new there. I was fairly new, and I didn't know a whole lot of people. Maybe 5 people that I really knew really well, but nobody again knew my plans. And so we were worshiping, and I was in the back of the church. It was praise and worship. I was in the back of the church, and I was broken. I remember I was crying. I didn't know where I was. I felt like a lost sheep. I mean, I was really going through it, you guys. And this woman came up to me that I did not know, and she kind of grabbed me gently on my arm, and she said, I have a word for you from the Lord today. Word from God. And so, of course, I didn't know her, and I just kind of looked at her, and I was, all ears. I wanted to hear what she had to say. And so she said, he wants you to know that he is about to do something really big in your life. And he requires you have to be still. You can't move. And when she said that I couldn't move, I was blown away at that point. I didn't have no words to say. And she said it again. It's going to require you to be still and not move. And so at that point, I just looked at her. I thanked her. I started crying because no one knew. No one knew that I was thinking about leaving the state of California just to get away. And so I remember just, finishing out the service, coming home. It was just playing over and over. Her voice was just playing over and over in my head. And I was just like, Lord, nobody knew that. No, I hadn't shared it with anyone. And when you get a word from the Lord, and it comes to you across like that, where only He would know, you have to listen. You have to listen. And so it was about time for me to start planning to go again. I had called the realtor and, working that part out with her. And I just had to cancel everything. I canceled the trip. I canceled the future trips. My tickets, I believe, are still on hold somewhere. And I had to just yield to the word. I had to stop everything. And I didn't know why. I honestly kind of had set my sights on leaving. And so here again, I had to figure out, okay, what's my next move here? But I was obedient and I stood. And every time I thought about leaving or making a move, I would always go back to the word. And what I wanted to say to you all, if you're listening, if anybody's ever come up to you and told you that they've got a word for you, it may not minister to you right there in that moment. It may not be like anything that you're going through, but it doesn't mean that it's just for that moment. It could be a word, and then you're not going to realize that it was a word for you maybe a week away, or 2 weeks down the road, or a month down the road. But when it happens and you're reminded of the word that was given to you, it is so powerful, and it's a word from God. That excites me. It's not just somebody giving you their advice or telling you what they think you should do, but it is a literal word from God. And so today I couldn't wait to tell you about it, because not only did it change the whole trajectory of my life in not going, but it has affected other people that are close to me. And I have to say that I wasn't looking for anybody at this time in March of 2023 when I got the word. I was just coming out of a divorce. And so part of his plan was, this person walks into my life, somebody that I didn't even know, somebody I wasn't even looking for. But he is in my life now. He's a huge part of my life. And I think about, if I would not have listened, if I would not have yielded, if I would not have been obedient, I would have missed out on that part. I wouldn't be sitting right here today doing Joycast. I would have known Kovan, my partner who helps me in this. I wouldn't have known him. Things that he's going through right now, he wouldn't have been doing them. And I'm not saying it's because of me, but I'm saying it's because of the word that was given to me. And I have to share with you. I asked permission. Not sure if you know her, but her name is Sister Jacqueline Cato. And she is a powerhouse. And I have seen her give word before to the body of Christ. And I didn't know her back then. But getting to know her now, everything she says, it's like I listen. And so, yeah, I don't know if anybody's ever just come up to you. And sometimes I remember going back when I was a new believer, and that would happen. People would say, I've got a word for you. And it kind of made me feel uncomfortable. Kind of creepy if you don't really know what's going on, because you don't realize that it is a literal word from God for you. And it's really for him. When we're obedient, it goes back to him. And so, if it hasn't ever happened, pray about it. Ask the Lord to give you a word. And when it does happen, don't be afraid. I guess you have to have discernment, because I guess some people could come and tell you certain things that may not be from the Lord. But when it's from God, I'm telling you guys, it is so amazing. It's so powerful. And that was what my message is today. The power of a word. And just think about it. When it's for you, it's not for anybody else. Not for your neighbor. It's not for your kid. It's not for anyone else. It's specifically meant for you. And it's pretty powerful. I have to tell you, I thank God every day that he spoke, that he gave me the word, because I was ready to go. I don't know what I would have done at that point. Didn't know what I was going to do with my house. I had no plan. My plan was to just leave. I wanted to leave. And so again, I look at my life today, and I've gotten words even after that. And they're so accurate. And then that's when you know that it's just from the Lord. And if you've ever had a word and it's come to pass, let me know about it in the comments. I would love to hear it. And if you do get a word, be encouraged. It's from God himself. It's not from the person that's giving you the word. It's from God himself. How powerful is that? How amazing is that he would take little old me, little old Joy, and say, you know what? I've got this word for her. And use a total stranger to give it to me. And that's when I knew it was even more real, that this person knew nothing about my plan. And it's pretty amazing. And I know today is a little bit different. I don't have anyone to go back and forth with today, but I really wanted to give this message to you. And I know my partner, Kavan, don't want to put him on the spot, but I know that he can agree that, he's experienced some things from a word that was given to me. Like, I didn't know him at that time. And then the Lord brought him into my life. And here we are today, ministering through this podcast. And we've just built a relationship. And so I just say that if word comes to you, be obedient. Listen to it. Don't ignore it. Please don't ignore it. Sometimes it's a glimpse of something that's to come, and it's not to scare you. It's not to freak you out, but it's powerful. And I just want you to be ready when you do get a word from someone. And it's life-changing, you guys. It's just amazing. And my life is blessed because of it. My life is so blessed just because I yielded. And that's a whole nother message, is to yield to the Lord. Because we know that his plans are better than our plans. His ways are better than our ways. And he has the perfect plan for you, just for you specifically. It's in his word. And so, if you're getting ready for Christmas, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. It really helps me out just to get the message out, because then it goes to all of your followers or all of your friends. And so, that's my message today. It's short, but I just wanted to get it out there. And I love you guys, and Merry Christmas. Until the next time, this is Joy. God bless you.